Hi students, today we are going to study unit 6 in grade 11 GCE O level. Mainly we are going to consider a discussion about digesting system, right? That what do you mean by digestion of food? In day-to-day life we eat lot of foods like starch, proteins, lipids, vitamins, so those kind of examples. When you have a breakfast as bread, right, that is contain starch, right. If you eat fish, that's contain protein, right. Some lipid, also oilic substances. Anyway, when you eat those kind of substances, it don't dissolve in water. Say example, you get rice, right, and put it into the glass of water and dissolve it, it won't dissolve, because that starch as a insoluble substance. The starch is contained in the rice. So when you put rice in the glass of water and stir it, what happened? It won't dissolve. Same time, you get a glucose powder, you put into the glass of water and stir it, it is going to dissolve well, right. It is going to dissolve efficiently, it is going to dissolve, disappear. But when you put the rice, it won't disappear because it is insoluble substance. But unfortunately, these insoluble substance, these kinds of insoluble substance unable to absorb by our body. In our digestion system also, when we eat like this starch, protein or lipids, these kind of insoluble substance, it won't absorb. Therefore, what is happened, that insoluble substance, that is complex substances, which are going to change or converted as a simple organic substance. Examples, say here in the screen, right, say starch converted as maltose, then the maltose can converted as glucose. So here this starch insoluble substance, but maltose soluble substance, and the glucose also soluble substance. So starch, example for starch, we know the piece of bread or rice, the rice or piece of bread and yam, those are the examples for starch. So when you eat this kind of food, what happened? It is unable to absorb in our body, unable to absorb in the intestine. Why? These are insoluble substance. Starch and protein also insoluble substance. We can say another examples for this, right? Protein also, right? Protein also contained as amino acids. But the amino acids soluble substance. So if you consider one kind of substance, say starch, what happened? It can convert as maltose. So what do you mean by digestion of food? What do you mean by digestion of food? that is explain the processes by which the complex organic compound, that complex organic compound mean this one, starch or protein or lipids. This is complex compound, organic compound as converted, change into simple organic product. That simple organic products are these. These are called simple organic product. Simple organic product. Organic product. Therefore, now we can understand what is digestion. What is digestion? The complex organic substances converted as simple organic substance. Right? There is a special that simple organic substance, right? Simple organic substance can absorb by our body into the body, into the gut or digestive system, right? When sometimes I can say another examples, when you eat rice and swell it in 5 minutes in your mouth cavity, we call mouth cavity, can be called another name buccal cavity. Anyway, when you grind it into the mouth, what happened? You feel taste after 5 minutes or right close to that 5 minutes, you feel taste. Why? What is the reason? Our saliva, saliva means we have a gland, right? When you split, it will come, right? The saliva mixed with the rice, and when you grind it well mixed with the rice, and it is going to make chemical reaction, because the enzymes, the saliva contain ptyalin, that amylase enzymes, which is going to react with the rice and converted as glucose, or sorry, maltose. So maltose also giving sweet taste. According to that, after 5 minutes you may feel sweet taste. What is happened? The complex organic substance which is starch in the rice, right, which is converted as another form of that maltose, that soluble condition. So insoluble condition is going to have a soluble condition. Okay, now we can move to the next slide. Okay, food digestion take place in two processes, namely mechanical and chemical processes, right? Mechanical and chemical processes. Food digestion take place in two processes, namely mechanical. Say example, when you eat something like this food, biscuit or something, right? What happened? This food, right? Food, when you eat food, here into the mouth you have a teeth, right? You have a teeth. So what happened? This teeth going to grind it, this food. This food is going to have a small particles. Small particles. What has happened? That physically the length and height and the thickness of the food is going to convert it here into the mouth. It is going to the physical features. Physical features mean length and height and thickness and density and everything is here. So which is going to change as small particles. When we grind into the mouth, what will happen? It will make a small pieces. But this also have identified as physical digestion. We call here the mechanical digestion, because we can feel what is the, when you hammer, you can make it a small piece like this. So that happened into the mouth. So mechanical digestion is going on, right? Mechanical digestion is going on. Sorry. Mechanical digestion. What is when you grind it? So food digestion take place in two processes, namely mechanical and chemical processes. After that, what happened? We can identify that, right? We can identify that what is these kind of particles. This kind of particles mixed with the enzymes, right? Mixed with the enzymes. So after this, enzymes, right? So when it's going to when you make the reaction, chemical reaction with enzymes, that means the enzymes are catalyzed. We will study later. Enzymes are catalyzed. So now the starch means, you know, that it has carbon and hydrogen O6. There are so many number of glucose, bind it and make the starch, a polymer. Then it is going to convert as a C6H12O6. So chemically the structure is going to change. Chemically the starch, when you know that we already studied in grade 10, the starch also, there are so many glucose molecules, combine them and make that starch. So now this is the simple molecules. So there are two processes we have find out. What is one is mechanical digestion, another one is chemical digestion. Chemical digestion, right? So during the mechanical processes, the physical nature of the food is altered. So example, breaking the down of food into small pieces by teeth inside the mouth, right? We clear, these notes are coming from your textbook. You can find out same words, same para. During the chemical processes, the insoluble complex 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 compounds are broken down into simple molecules by the action of enzymes, right? That is we studied here, right? The complex substances which is going to convert as a simple substance by enzyme. Starch is converted into maltose by salivary amylase, that is called enzymes inside the mouth, right? What is we studied? The digestion can be classified in two groups. What are they? The mechanical digestion and chemical digestion. What is happened when the mechanical digestion? The big particles which are going to make the small particles, that is called mechanical digestion. Mostly it has happened in the mouth when we have used our teeth and grind it, the big particles which is going to change as small particles, right? That is mechanical substances. Same time we have find out the chemical digestion also into the mouth. What is? The salivary gland, it is secreting or producing the saliva as a liquid substance which is contain tyalin or amylase. We call the tyalin or amylase. In front of that tyalin or amylase, the starch is going to converted as a maltose. The chemical structure is going to change. So at chemical reactions occur into the mouth, right, in front of enzymes. Why do I say in front of enzyme? Means enzymes are catalyzed which don't participate directly. When you consider the mass of the enzyme initially and after the chemical reaction, these are same. Actually the enzymes are catalyzed which don't involve directly in the chemical reactions. Anyway, the starch is converted into maltose by salivary gland. So there are some nutrition that can be used by the body without any digestion. Without any digestion. Why do they mention without any digestion? Because not necessary to digest. Say, I can explain that when you all participate in the sports meet, that time you may have glucose powder, right? They have given glucose powder because you are going to participate the sports meet. You need more energy, but no time. Therefore, they have given directly the glucose. When you eat glucose, what happens? Into the mouth there are so many blood capillaries which are going to absorb quickly and have used to produce energy in the body cells. Cellular respiration depend on glucose. Therefore, here we already studied, but digestible substance, if we eat directly the digestible substance as glucose, fructose, so those kind of galactose, those kind of substance not necessary to digest in our body. So another one, minerals, they don't want digest. Vitamins, they don't want digest. So if we take vitamins or minerals, it don't want digest. So they have mentioned here like that, right? Without any digestion, such as minerals, salt, some vitamins, glucose, fructose and galactose, right? So now this is very, very important of the digestional system, right? You can find out, this is, I have mentioned in the yellow color, this part is the buccal cavity, right? The tongue also they have given here, tongue, they have mentioned, right? This is tongue. The buccal cavity can say, and the mouth cavity also same. Mouth cavity we can say that. Then after that there are salivary gland and epiglottis. Epiglottis, like the, you know that epiglottis it is a very useful here. This is teeth and everything we can study here. Jaws and the other tongue. When it's expanded, here there are two tubes, right? One for what is going to lungs, respiratory system, other one go to the what is called stomach, digestion system. So when we breathe, that oxygen gas, air, right? The air move through the nasal cavity. We call this is nasal cavity. This is buccal cavity. So the nasal cavity, when it's the air should be go through this line. So there was a lid-like groove is here, right? What is happened when you eat something? The food should be go across the respiratory system to esophagus, this tube, because this is stomach. So sometime this is possible to move to track of this, but it is not possible by help of epiglottis. This is called epiglottis, right? Epiglottis not allowed to go the food particles into the respiratory system. So here they have mentioned the epiglottis, we will study later. And esophagus mainly don't have a participate any digestion, only the tube, which is, this is, you know, the chest, this is chest contain heart and everything, very important organs are here. So when the food is passed through the chest and there was a their tube as esophagus, when after the chest and the abdomen have separated by the diaphragm, this is called diaphragm, right? This is separating the chest and the abdomen, right? So diaphragm, then stomach is there, and under the blue color they have mentioned the gland is called pancreas, we will study later. Then the gallbladder, bladder mean it can store some substances. Say we can remember the urine bladder, that also can store the urine, but here they have mentioned the gallbladder. The gallbladder also can store as a bile, we will call bile, right? Bile can store in the bladder. So largest intestine, smallest intestine, and caecum, appendix, and rectum, and anus, small intestine. Therefore students should be, right, students have aware about the parts of digestion systems, what are the particles, what are the organs are there. So when they have given the letter A, B, C, so you have to find out the parts of the organs in the digestion system, right? Okay, we will move to the next slide. So human digestive systems. Human digestive system is single tube. They call human digestive system as a single tube. What is single tube mean? Yeah, we call that, say this is sorry, there's a single tube mean one tube is going to lungs, right? Other tube is going to say we don't need to indicate the what do you call respiratory systems, just we introduce here. Okay, after this the duodenum and the large intestine and small intestine, large intestines and small intestines. Here the small intestines connect with the large intestine, then rectum and anus, right? Anyway, here they said the human digestive system is single tube. This is called single tube, right? We call single tube, right? Okay, that is single tube. After that, so we call single tube that runs from mouth, to anus, that is start running from mouth to anus, right? This is anus and this is mouth. So they said the runs mouth to anus. According to the requirement, that structure has changed into different places. Yeah, we expected like the tube, but according to the function they have changed. The tube changes, something is here like a stomach. After this tube it changes some intestine, right? Say this mentioned here, according to the requirement, that structure has changed the different places, and the glands and liver that supply enzymes and other substance while connect the different sites. Yeah, so now they have find out different glands, say like liver connected here and pancreas gland. So the liver connect with this pancreas, and this is the main tube, right? Those what is the pancreatic juice and the bile duct which are meted and excreted, so released into the duodenum, this area. Anyway, they have mentioned here also there are glands. I have mentioned in green color the glands, salivary gland. So these kind of glands are attached with the digestional systems, right? Mostly the saliva and the pancreas, and we have find out some juice enzymes which are secreting into the duodenum also, the small intestine also. These kind of substances are enzymes. But exception, the liver mostly involved into secreting bile. Bile is not an enzyme, but it is participate in the function of some extent in digestion. Anyway, what you want to do this, what is the main function of digestion systems? There are three functions we have find out. Food digestion. Actually, when we eat food, right? When we eat food, what you have to do? That food have to convert to digestion, right? Food. The main thing is what is the importance of digestional system? Importance of digestion system mean food digestion, right? Food digestion. Food should be digested. After that, what happened? Absorption of digested end product. Because when we eat starch, it is going to converted as glucose. Here glucose. So this is digestion. After that, what happened? After that, the digestional materials have to absorb by the body and mix with the blood. Because our blood contain glucose. How it is contain glucose? When we eat starch, that is converted as a glucose into the digestional system, right? Then what happened? This is absorbed by the body from that digestional system and mixed with the blood. So absorption of digested end product, then removal materials from the body. Removal materials. Why do they mention removal? Right? You should know that. Why do they mention the removal? There are three functions they have mentioned. One is when we eat food that is going to digest. First one. Second one is what? That is going to absorb. Third one is I have expected what is it should be excreted from the body. But they don't mention as excreted. Why? What is the reason they don't mention the excreted? Because the stools or the fecal matters as a toilet, right? We call in our day-to-day life we say toilet, but actually the scientifically we call stools, STOOLS, stools or fecals. So stools or fecal matters is not a waste product in our body, because undigestible substance are also contained there. So that is as a food, but it is undigested. Sometimes you may see that some kind of seeds, it is not digested in our body sometime, right? So those kind of foods are there. Sometimes digestional food particles also missing to absorb in our digestion systems. Therefore, that substance is also there, salt, minerals. So that is available in the fecal matters. Therefore, we don't say excreted, we just say what is, that is removal from the body, because we can't keep it that, because day to day life we always eat 3 times, right? What happened? The substance which are going to digest, after the absorption, then the remain particles which is going to removal from the body. There are 3 functions they have mentioned here, right? Initially digested food is formed into bolus. Bolus mean when you eat food, right, say just a pahoda or some rough material mixers, you know that when you take that pahoda mixer and put it in your mouth and grind it or swell it, then split that one, you may have a like clay like substance, right? Initially that is very rough. Pahoda or the mixture product food is a very rough. When you eat and mix with the saliva and grind it, then split it, and you can see that is bolus, called bolus. So here initially, right, initially the digested food is formed into bolus. That means this condition when you eat, that is bolus. and push it to the posterior part of the buccal cavity. Posterior part of the buccal cavity. Next food is pushed into the pharynx. That means here when you eat food, this is food, right? Food, right? We can mention from this our textbooks notes food into the bolus. Now they say that is bolus. Here also we have find out that is bolus, food bolus. What happened? That food bolus pushed to the posterior part of the buccal cavity. Buccal cavity we have find out that which area. The buccal cavity is this area. This area buccal cavity. But posterior part of the buccal cavity mean, right, posterior part of the buccal cavity mean in this area. This is called posterior part of the buccal cavity. Next the food is pushed into the pharynx, right, we call that is pharynx. Here we can find out that what is, there are grey color, I have a nasal cavity, I have mentioned there the nasal cavity, this area, right, this area nasal cavity, this area buccal cavity, right, between them there was a skeletal is there, right, bone is there, it's divided the nasal cavity and the mouth cavity. The pharynx is the common place of this. What is pharynx mean? That is common place for the respiratory system and the digestional system. Respiratory system and digestional systems, we have find out the common place, right, that is pharynx. Pharynx is the common area both respirative and the digestion one. So we have find out that is pharynx. There is a movable organ called epiglottis. That is the reason here I have mentioned the epiglottis. Movable organs, right? So many you can find out from the YouTube channel or everything. When you type it, the function of epiglottis, there are several animations are there. You can understand what is there. You know the sensitive functions. This is, say, this is esophagus, this one esophagus, this is trachea, this is trachea, right, this trachea is here, this is go to the lungs. Anyway, there is a movable organ called epiglottis. Epiglottis here, epiglottis they have mentioned the epiglottis here. Epiglottis going to movable, that means it can move down and up. When this is very nervous, according to the nervous stimulus, it can be worked, right. When enter the food, it can sense to that the food, and then it is going up and down, because it is the epiglottis only the main organ to avoid the food entering into the respiratory system. The food not allowed to enter the respiratory system or trachea. Here when the bolus is swell, right, when the bolus is swell, epiglottis move down close to the opening of trachea. Then bolus entering into the esophagus without entering into the trachea. Yes, because the help of this epiglottis, the blue color, right, help of this epiglottis, the food can move through the esophagus, not trachea, right. Then after that, mouth open the buccal cavity into the environmental, it is surrounded by muscular lips to the bottom and top. These notes anyone can understand, because these notes is available in your textbook, right. We have a mouth, right, we have a mouth, what is, it has lips and muscular lips, right, everyone can understand. So surround the muscles, lips, the bottom and top, right, bottom and top, these notes. The buccal cavity is made up of upper and lower jaw. So you know that when you consider the, right, skeletal, scalp, right? We can take, this is movable one. Lower jaw can be movable. Lower jaw can be movable. And if you like to remove the, jaw, lower jaw, we can find it. There are several teeth, right? So there are so many teeth in this jaw, right? Why? This is help to grind the food. This mostly help to mechanical digestion, right? So we have removed the jaw. That means this jaw I have removed it and showing here. So now only the lower jaw can be moved. Teeth are presented in both jaw, buccal cavity surrounded the cheeks, right? Everyone know that our body, right? We have a cheeks, right? These are the cheeks, right? These are the cheeks, and tongue also there. We already this is tongue, right? This is tongue. Tongue also there. Then move our close to opening the trachea and this, right? When the bolus is swelled or epiglottis move down to close and opening the trachea, then bolus enter into the esophagus without entering into the trachea, right? We already studied this, right? Then the tongue is attached to the floor of the buccal cavity. Tongue is attached to the buccal cavity, floor of the buccal cavity, because the buccal cavity is in this color, right? The yellow color, light greenish yellow color. This is buccal cavity. This floor, that means they have mentioned this one. The floor they have attached the tongue. 3 salivary glands are present in the buccal cavity. They separate saliva, and the tongue helps in identification of taste. Yeah, that's we will study. The saliva is here. There are blue color. There are 3 salivary glands are there. Salivary glands secreting the saliva, which is contain amylase also, right? So identify taste and mixing food and saliva and allowing. You know that they are going to explain about the buccal cavity and surrounding place of that, and then lips and also muscular lips, and 6 are there. The movable 2 jaws are there. The movable one is below one. It is contains so many teeth, and the teeth can help to the mechanical digestion and everything. So we will move to the next slide. The salivary amylase enzymes act on starch in digestion of food. Starch will be particularly digested into maltase. Maltose, digestion of food state in the mouth, that is starch, salivary amylase, maltase. We already studied when we eat starch as a bread in sweet, sometimes starch is digested into maltose, right? When we eat starch, right, this is say bread, right? So this is contains starch. Starch is so many glucose molecules. Then it is going to convert as maltose. It is going to convert as maltose into the mouth. That is going to convert at a maltose. Maltose, can you remember, there are C6H12O6. C6H12O6. Then attached with this is happened C12 and H24 and O12. Then we subtract H2O molecules, which is giving C12, H22 and O11. So which is called, that means C12, H22 and O11. So that is called maltose, right? This is happened in the mouth cavity. Next one, epiglottis help to prevent entering food into the trachea. When food enters the pharynx, respiratory tract is blocked by epiglottis. this prolonged blocked trachea may cause death. It may, food is removed, if the food is not removed, instantly the person may die due to the blockage of respiratory system. Yeah, this is very important organ in the digestive system. Sometime you know that, right? Sometime when people who are going to eat, when they are going to eat some food, that time what happened, they are going to talking and laughing, and that time accidentally or unfortunately it is going to the big particles which is going to make blockage of epiglottis. That is mean the epiglottis lid is right closed by the food. So unfortunately it not allowed to open for your breathing. So it should be, when you breathe, it should be open. Sure, right? Say you can try. You have a saliva, no? Can you make both respiration and swelling? You can't take saliva into the esophagus, right? Because same time respiration and digestion, the food movement is not happen, right? It's unable. If it is happened, that may cause sometime death, right? Because due to the close of epiglottis. Okay, we will move to the next slide, right? What is the next slide? Is the screen, right? The how is food move constitute tube? How is food move constitute tube? Like this, you know that we can see this is the esophagus tube. So initially it is reach here, the food reach in this area, food is here. After second one, what happened? This is going to contract. Therefore what happened? The food is going to move. According to that, what happened? This is going to big size and it is like this. So now food is little bit move. Food is now here. Then what happened? This is going to contract. Again that what happened? The food is going to move here. So like a wavy movement. We have find out wavy movement. Right? So now food is here. This is food. This is food. Right? Okay. Okay. Now we can see esophagus constricted tube, the bolus, the esophagus is the constricted tube, the bolus pass through the esophagus, peristaltic movement. I already said it, no, that peristaltic movement, that little different. Here this movement is here, now the movement little bit move like this, then this movement is like this. So the food is here, food is going to little by little it is going to move, but this movement is called peristaltic movement. As esophagus has a muscular structure, this is muscles, it's made by muscles. Actually we will study the muscles is smooth muscles. We will study the muscles that is smooth muscles, right? Smooth muscles only, it's made by this. The esophagus is a muscular structure due to the constructing means it's going to construct like this movement. Constructing, that relaxations mean like moving here outside. So esophagus, the muscular structure due to the construction and relaxation of its wall, the peristaltic movement appear to the waves. They have mentioned here, no, like a waves, right? So these peristaltic movements provide the force of propeller bolus forward. So the bolus mean this is called bolus, right? The bolus is move. Bolus also the like I have mentioned as food, right? Digestion in stomach, very important one. Digestion in stomach. When you compare with the other organ, the thickness of the muscles of stomach is bigger than the other muscles, because we already studied this, because it is secreting concentrate acid we call HCl, hydrochloric acid. So it can be dissolve the muscles, therefore normally the surface, internal surface of the digestional systems covered by the mucose. Internal nervous system, internal digestion system surface, it is covered by the mucose. The green color is called mucose. Mucose mean the, the lubricant, like a lubricant substance, like a oily right movement, right? But that mucose is helped to move easily because it is going to reduce the friction. When you eat the particles, food particles, when it's mixed with the mucose, this is all easy to slip, easy to move through the gut or digestional system, like a lubricant one. Anyway, what I like to say, the thickness also help to keep the stomach to maintain the digestion in the digestion, and the internal surface also covered by the mucose, that also help to digestion. Anyway, because the thickness muscle sometimes when it contract the stomach is going to contract, that time sometimes the food particles which is going to make small particles. The big particles it change as a small particles by constructing of stomach. Anyway, here the stomach is dilated sac-like organ due to the peristaltic activities of muscles in the stomach. Peristaltic activities mean, I already said, contracting and sometime say after that what happened, it is relaxing. So constructing and relaxing mean what is here they said the stomach wall bolus broken. Here peristaltic activities of muscles, the stomach wall of the bolus is broken down and the mixed well into the chyme. Chyme means there are so many secretions there, we call os also, right? So the particles when it's enter the stomach muscles also very thick one, when it's contracting and relaxation, those are say peristaltic movement. The peristaltic movement also help to make some mechanical digestion in the stomach. That means the big particles that we call bolus is going to make small particles, and it is well mixed with the chyme. That means the secretion of the stomach, right? Several secretion os mean that several secretion production the out into the stomach, it is collectively called gastric juice, because not only it is secreting the HCl, and there was other substance pepsin and renin also secreting in the stomach, right? In the stomach there are so many, that is called gastric juice. Mainly introducing the stomach, right? Okay, digestion in stomach, right? Digestion in the stomach, right? Okay, the HCl activity activate pepsin, and pepsin starts the protein digestion to produce polypeptide. Students, you should know about protein digestion, because these three steps are main important. Initially we should understand what is protein, right? We already studied in grade 11, right? What is happened? The small particles, we just say this is amino acids. Right? This is called amino acids. These are the small particles. The amino acids, right? The amino acids have made some complex compound with making of some bond. The bonds are here. this bond called peptide bond. Peptide bond. Therefore, we call this compound as polypeptide. Polypeptide. After this polypeptide, they have makes complex substance that is called protein. That is called protein. Here, when reach the stomach, the protein when it's reached the stomach is the organ initials digestion of proteins, right? What happened here? When we eat protein, here the protein is going to convert as polypeptide. It's going to convert as polypeptide. That is, this function is occur. What function? This function is occur in the stomach. What is? Protein converted as polypeptide. But it should be changed as the amino acids. After this polypeptide enter to the duodenum or small intestine, here it is changed as amino acid. This is the soluble substance. The end product of the protein is amino acids. So here HCl activated pepsin and pepsin start the protein digestion The protein digestion produce polypeptides. Renin present in infant cause coagulations of milk. Sometimes you may see the small children, the breastfeeding children, right? The breastfeeding children, right? Sometimes you may see that breastfeeding children, small children with mother, they have vomiting. The small thickness white color particles are coming out. Have you seen that? That means when they take milk as a liquid formation, after that which is mixed with the renin and making coagulation. Really, students should be know the coagulation is not a digestion. Renin is not an enzyme, right? The physical format, the liquid is going to change as coagulated, right? So you may see the coagulated milk particles when they are vomiting. That time you may see the small children, right? 6 months, below 6 months, you can find out, right? So food retain the stomach about 3 hours, right? 3 hours it's be there. Although the digested end product not absorbed, but some water, glucose and some drugs may be absorbed, right? Although the digested end products are not absorbed, especially you should know that, right? Especially you should know that what is stomach. The initial protein digestion is there, and not mainly not absorption. The absorbing the substances is not happen mainly, but it is happen in the intestine, right? Now see the screen now, right? Okay, just me, right? When the stomach is empty, continue to contract, right? So you already addicted to eat the time to time, the lunch time you addicted to eat. What is? You addicted to eat food. Say you normally 12 o'clock your lunch time, 12 p.m. right? Your lunch time 12 to 1 p.m. your lunch time. But unfortunately you don't have food here. What happened? When the stomach empty, no food for long period time, the rate of the contracting is also high. Contracting, you know, it is already addicted to contracting and relaxation. The stomach already addicted to. but that time, but unfortunately you don't have any food. What happened? It is going to contracting and relaxation, but no food. So you may feel pain. That is hungry, right? It gives sense the hunger. Hunger is signal that indicate needs food, right? Okay. We will go to the next section. Digestion in small intestine. Digestion in small intestine. The chemical digestion of food mainly take place in small intestine. Pancreatic enzymes as well as initial enzymes involved in this digestion, right? You know that after the movement from the stomach, right? It is starts small intestine from here to mixed with this. There are about 7 meter to 25 feet, right? The caecum is there, the caecum, and appendix is there. So now this is large intestine. So we are going to study about small intestine. This area is very, very important, but this is considered as a small intestine, but this is very important one. Why? We already studied there was a gland. The gland is called pancreas. So the pancreas is the very important one to secreting some pancreatic juice that's contain more enzymes. Same time we already studied that liver is there. The liver also producing bile, but bile is not mixed with this directly to the intestines. It is going to backside of the intestine. It's come to meet the pancreatic tube, right? So I would like to say, right, what is happened? The tube is coming here and came to pancreatic juice and mixed with this. So this is the whole secreting product into the small intestine, right? The bile and pancreatic juice. The chemical digestion of food mainly take place in the small intestine. Here mainly, very, very important. Sometimes MCQ may come. Mainly takes place in small intestine. Pancreatic enzymes well as intestine enzymes involved in this digestion, right? The next one, the digestion in the small intestine. Small intestine is about 7 meter. We already studied. It is 7 meter. So think about this. 1 meter is this, right? Okay, 1 meter is this. So 7 times of that. Sometime this TV also about 1.5 meter. So 7 times of this TV, right? Smart TV. Okay. So 7 meter length. The proximal part of the small intestine C shape. Yeah, the proximal part is called C shape. This is called C shape. This shape is there. The proximal part, initial part, right? Known as duodenum. We call that is duodenum. Duodenum is the main part of the intestine, the main digestion. Duct of the pancreas. Duct of the pancreas means the duct is came, right? Yeah, the duct of the pancreas here open there. Duct of the pancreas and gallbladder. Gallbladder we already studied that one. Initially the liver, right? Liver, and it is as a gallbladder. Gallbladder also open and mixed with this, right? Connect with this. The duct and duodenum. We are single pore. Single pore mean this one. Single pore mean they are mentioned the single pore like this. The black color round is there, no single pore, right? Pancreatic juice is secreted into the duodenum through the pancreatic juice. Okay, next slide. The digestion in small intestine, very important one, but digestion in small intestine contain 3 main enzymes. They are trypsin, amylase and lipase. These are the pancreatic juice, pancreatic one, right? This is pancreas use contain what are the enzymes? Say they said the enzymes are trypsin, trypsins, amylase for starch digestion, and lipase for A sound is mostly indicate the enzymes. Trypsin also important for protein digestion, right? This is for carbohydrate, this is for lipids. So these are the enzymes produce the and bile is produced the liver and stored in the gallbladder. We already discussed about it. Okay, students. Then the last points, right? That's the last points. The chyme containing partially digested proteins, digested and undigested carbohydrate, undigested lipid, water, minerals and vitamins are released into the proximal part of small intestine. This is mentioned, this note is mentioned. What is the chyme mean? The right, the movement of bolus, right? It is partially it is digest. So here we can find out this protein is converted as polypeptide. So the partially digest is there, peptide, protein digestion need to change as amino acids. So undigested lipids, water. So lipids also, lipid digestion is not occur in the stomach, waiting for that. So undigestible lipids, because the lipid digestion is occur in the duodenum and intestine, small intestine, right? The lipid is going to convert it as lipidic acid and glycerol, that is happen in this. So that is the reason they have mentioned the undigestional lipids, proteins and digested and undigested carbohydrate also there. Undigested lipids, water, minerals and vitamins released into the proximal part of small intestine, duodenum, this. Okay. Bile contain pigment, bile salt, bicarbonate, iron and water due to mixing of bile with food. Yeah, when bile mixed with the lipid, what is going on? The bile, the green color substance, you know, this way taste, but the bile is producing from the liver. When it's mixed with the lipid, what happened? The big lipid particles, when mixed with the bile, what happened? They are going to have small particles, right? They are going to have small particles, right? Going to have small particles. Chyme contain digestion, and trypsin we studied, this one also we studied. Right. Lipids, bile and make small particles due to mixing of bile and food at duodenum. The small droplet by here they mention the duodenum, the lipid in food are broken down into small droplets by processes called emulsification. Emulsification mean, you know, sometimes you may see, okay, sometimes you may see when you make the meat curry, right, meat curry or chicken curry, you may see the surface of that curry, there are small droplets are there, right, lipid oily substance are there. So like that function is occur in the by using of bile in the digestion systems, right? Lipid is going to make this, that is called emulsification. Due to this action, enzymes get greater surface area to act in lipids food. Yeah, this is going to greater surface. We already studied in rate of chemical reactions, that time also we studied it. Dear students, this is the time to finish this. We will continue the next class. I think you all enjoy in this class. Thank you very much.